Out here to the high tunnel today. It is a very dreary, cold, rainy Friday afternoon. As you can see, I've got my rain gear on. Usually I don't mind if I get wet or anything like that, but with this high 30s, low 40 degree rain outside, it is very cold. And I'm doing a lot of B-roll filming today for other projects, so I've got to stand outside. So a little bit of protection helps out and goes a long way. But today I just kind of wanted to give you guys a brief video of what's going on in the high tunnel. What we've got growing this year is this 20 by 100 high tunnel. So we've done plenty of videos in here, so you guys are pretty familiar with what the setup is in here. But I kind of wanted to touch on just a couple small things before we kind of take a little short walk around. Salanova. As you can see, we've got 3 rows of Salanova here. Same but different. And keen eyes will notice that these first 2 rows here are on a 4 across spacing. This bed here is on a 3 wide spacing. And you may ask, well, why would you do that? Or what's the differences in it? Or why would anybody want to do that? Well, I'll tell you. I always put everything on a 3 wide spacing. And the reason why is because I like to give things room to grow out big, to make sure you get a lot of airflow around it, to keep mold and funguses down, keep insects away, and it just looks pleasing as I run my stirrup hose through here or run my single-time cultivator through here. I've got plenty of room without having to worry about accidentally uprooting one of these heads of Salanova or head lettuces. Now, most market farmers will do a 4 row, in which you have seen right here. This is the first year I've done it, and fortunately I have the room here. So I wanted to do my own trial. This year I wanted to kind of have a little fun with it, and I wanted to try the 4 row and the 3 row. I mean, look at the 30 row heads. These were all planted at the same time. So same seed trays, about 15-30 minutes apart. As I've jumped from row to row, that's the only distance and time that these guys, I planted all 3 of these rows the same day. But you can see through here consistently, the heads are a lot smaller heads than they are on these. So just for my benefits, I think I'm going to stick with the 3 rows. I haven't really noticed the difference in weight. I've been weighing both rows, and I haven't really noticed the difference in weight per row, which one was providing more weight than the other. Pretty sure it's kind of like a catch-22 thing. You're going to get, you're going to get more product on this side, but you're going to sacrifice a little bit of weight. You're going to get less product on this side, but you're going to get a bigger head of lettuce. So it kind of depends on half dozen one way, a dozen the other. So now that we've got that talked out, let me go ahead and kind of take you around, give you a small tour of what's going on this winter. All right, now that we've got the Salanova out of the way, got half a row of my Cherokee lettuce here. I love Cherokee. Cherokee is such a beautiful head lettuce. They are coming on really, really well. As you can see, they're starting to get a little bit of size. The reason I don't see any aphid damage as so far, which is great that I don't have any aphids in here right now, knock on wood. But yeah, I love this Cherokee. My customers love it because you get that dark ruby flavor or that dark ruby color on the outside, but you get that bright green on the inside. And this lettuces are perfect for hamburgers, sandwiches, BLTs, any type of subs or anything like that. Also, you can also chop this stuff and make salad out of it. Also, you don't necessarily have to use Salanova for your salad, but Salanova is a awesome base for salad. And moving all along, I like to grow a lot of Cherokee. As you can see, I've got rows of it over there also. This right here is Tropicana. It's a new one that we tried this year. The heads are really tight heads, as you can see here. Really dense core. Very beautiful leaf lettuce, as you can see. No aphid damage on that either, or no aphids in there, which is great. And as we move down, you can see a couple more rows of Cherokee or Tropicana here. The Cherokee actually sells a lot better for us than this green style lettuce. That's the reason why I grow more of the red, if you guys were wondering. Like I said, you can see how small the Salanova is in spots. Some of it's pretty big, depending if it's a Evercrisp or not. Or I think that's what it's called, or Super Crisp or something like that in the Salanova Foundation mix. But you can see how some of these heads are a lot smaller And like I said, they all get fertilized the same time with the same exact stuff. Just a little bit of fish emulsion is all I ever use. But you can see how some of them are really small. And even looking over here, you can see the differences in how small they are. They're beautiful looking. I mean, very beautiful heads of Salanova. There's no damage in there either. Looks great, but it's just a lot smaller. And a lot smaller and a lot compact. And you can see the difference in this 3-row. I mean, you can physically see. Let me spread out a little bit. See, you can actually see how big that one is, and some of these are averaging the smaller size. Even the red ones, which tend to be a tad bit smaller sometimes, are still bigger than these over here. So I think from now on I'm gonna stick with the 3-row, which is fine. Everybody's got to try their own thing. We'll move on. I've got, as you can see here, I've got this bed blacked out that had my Asian mix in it, which was tatsoi, mizuna, arugula, and a little bit of mustard in it. I've noticed it hasn't taken this colder weather very well. When it was in the 80s, this stuff grew awesome. I think more than likely this is going to be more of like a spring mix, where I'm going to grow this more towards like March, April, May. It likes the heat a little bit. You got to watch it when you cut it though, because it tends to grow fast. It really brings it. So you've got to be on top of your harvesting with that. I did notice that. But as the temperature started to cool in the 40-degree nights, it started to die back a little bit. So I thought that like arugula and them like that really liked the colder weather, but maybe I was wrong. I know some of it looked really good, but then some of it didn't. I think some of that mustard didn't like that cold weather. That may be what the difference is. But anyway, I went ahead and mowed it down with a, scalped it down with the mower. And then I went ahead and put a black tarp on it a week ago. So once this gets killed out, I'll probably plant it in either more spinach or some carrots. You can see the first picking of spinach. It's looking a little bleak here. I think I've picked this 4 weeks in a row now, so this is a month of picking. It still looks great. You can see still no damage on it, no aphids, no bugs at all. It's a little bit yellow. I have fertilized this stuff with fish emulsion, actually just foliar, spraying it out of my sprayer to give, because this isn't on drip or anything, so I can't feed it like I feed the lettuces. But I'm probably going to pick this 1 or 2 more times. But the cool thing is, as you can see, I've got another bed that has not been picked yet of spinach. I love this space. Man, this space spinach from Johnny's is awesome. Look at the size of the leaves on this. I mean, look at that. It's the size of my palm. I love the space spinach. This is all the spinach I've grown is space, and it works out great. I seed this with the Jang, with the 24, the X24 roller. It's either the X24 or the I think it's LY or LJ24 roller. And I put it 6 rows across, and it seems to grow great. While we're standing here, you can see I've harvested some of this other Tropicana out. You can see how big those heads are. I mean, they are huge. You can see the size of my hand here. They're twice the size of my hand. But yeah, so I've harvested some of this out. I've been selling it at the farmer's market and advertising it, as like burger lettuce or sandwich lettuce, because these leaves are so big. You can see, I mean, that's a very big leaf. So yeah, so we're almost done with this green, and then we'll start worrying. I've got another row of this here, but we've only got 2 more farmers markets left. So I'll be back to my weekly bags and what we sell online. So that's why if you look at it, you're like, man, he doesn't have a lot of head lettuce. Well, that's the reason why, because our farmers markets, we only have 2 more and we're done. Kale's looking phenomenal. I love lacinato kale. Our customers tend to like it. I love to grow it. Seems to be coming along. We've picked 2 weeks off of this, just barely getting a little bit here. I've been lightly picking this over. Like, I'm only taking a minimal half dozen bunches to the market just to make sure we can sell it. I'm not picking a lot because I don't want to go through it and waste these baby leaves. I'm wanting these to grow just a little bit more before I start heavily harvesting these. But these leaves are awesome. I mean, we're getting some 8-10 inch leaves out of this, so everything's looking great here. I went through and picked all the radishes. If you guys remember, I had radishes interplanted in the center here. I don't think I'll do that again. Had a little bit, had some radishes that had some mold on them. And as you can see here, there's a, see that bad spot right there? And I went ahead and picked them out and harvested them out, or for the compost. I think when you plant radishes in, they kind of pack in. I planted them in here with the Jang, and they kind of got packed in here pretty tight and didn't get a whole lot of airflow. I tried to cram more than I probably should have in there. I think I put 2 rows in there, spaced at 1.5 inches apart. And these are French breakfast, so probably should have spaced them a little further apart. Probably should have just done 1 row down the center, but trying to be greedy. And that's what it got me. I've probably thrown half of them away because of mold issues. So I went ahead and cropped all those out because they're not good enough to sell at market or not good enough to sell to anyone. I pulled the best ones out, took them to market 1 week, and then put them in our CSA bags last week. Other than that, done with radishes. The other bed of lettuce, you know, I've got some more of this Tropicana mixed in with this Cherokee here. Like I said, I love the red, so it grows out really good. We've got some Johnny's wildfire mix here. I love this wildfire mix. It's a bunch of baby romaines. We've talked about this before. You guys can see the red and green crisp romaines. You can see the carrots. This was a carrot bed, and it didn't germinate very well. So I went ahead and stirrup hoed it over, and then put Johnny's mix in here. As you can see, the carrots came up. I have better germination now than I did when I did. I'm not a... If you guys know me or watched my channel long enough, you know I'm not patient when it comes to stuff like this. I give it a week, 2 weeks. If it doesn't germinate, it's out of there. I got other stuff to do. I need to be a little more patient with my carrot growing. I will say that I love, and when I do get a good bed of carrots, they are awesome. I grow an awesome variety of carrot, which I really love and my customers really love. They're just called Romance. You can get them from Johnny Seeds. They are great. If I can get them to germinate right. I don't know. There's a whole other videos on germinating carrots, and I do know how to do it correctly. For some reason, I just can't get it to germinate right. I think I'm just very impatient. I don't give it enough time to actually set the seed. But as you can see here, you can see it popping up. So what I do is, as I harvest this, I cut them all together, and then I take them to my wash pack station. And as I wash pack them, I go ahead and I pull all the carrot stems out. You don't have to, because the tops are very edible. Carrot top pesto instead of basil. You get to use all the carrot tops, and you don't have to use your basil. You can sell your basil for high dollar at the market. Carrot tops you're throwing away anyway. Use them for pesto. Works out great. Tastes a lot better too. So like I said, that tip was from Nick from Bootstrap Farmer. So thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. But yeah, that's pretty much what's going on here. Not a whole lot. Like I said, we're only growing out this one tunnel this winter. We do have another 20 by 50 outside bed that I've got tarped. You guys have seen that in another video. That is going to be our spring summer bed, and that's probably going to have our determinate tomatoes and our peppers in it. We're going to kind of do a high tunnel without the plastic. Stay tuned for some cool stuff like that. I haven't ever seen that done yet. Not saying that nobody ever has done that, but I have never seen it done on a video here on YouTube, so we're going to try something else that's cool. But anyway, guys, if you like our videos, make sure you give us a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to our channel if you have not. And if you are a subscriber, you are awesome. Thank you. We appreciate all of your guys' support. And I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.